It has been a full decade since Iron Man appeared on the silver screen and set a new bar for the comic book movie in Hollywood. The series of films that followed, all existing in the same world, brought us exciting, fun characters that comic book fans and moviegoers alike were thrilled to watch time and time again. The consistency of this cinematic universe allowed for fans to not only see these beloved characters in a bunch of prequels and sequels, but to grow 10 years older with them. Audiences know these characters, even if they weren't comic book fans before the films. Like distant cousins, they are all part of the family now. Our favorite superheroes have been through hardships, learned lessons, and had their hearts broken. All 6 characters from 2012's Avengers, with one exception, have actually changed over time, leading up to Avengers Infinity War. Here's how much the Avengers have changed over the last decade. Iron Man. When we first met Tony Stark back in 2008, he was self-obsessed, impulsive, and a reckless vigilante who created a new form of technology that he did not want to share with the world. Despite his flaws, he was one of the funniest, coolest characters that audiences had seen in a superhero movie before. Not only was he able to kick ass on the battlefield, but his immature behavior, dry wit, and powerful brain were something to be admired. Rich, smart, super, and not a care in the world. Who didn't want to be Tony Stark? He even put the jokes of other loved superheroes to shame with his comedic timing.
No hard feelings, Point Break. You got a mean swing.
But after years of avenging, creating a homicidal AI, and almost destroying a third world nation, time takes its toll. Tony is all grown up now. In Iron Man 3, we started to see a shift in his character. Tony has PTSD from the great alien battle that most refer to as the Incident. Since then, he has been obsessed with trying to control the future while fighting his personal struggle with doing the right thing. Tony has always done what Tony wants to do, and now as a veteran superhero, he is the responsible big brother. A legacy of leadership has been thrust upon him, and he has been scrambling to keep it all together. In the past several movies, we see Iron Man making the tough decisions and doing what is not only best for him, but his teammates as well as the world. Tony has learned from his mistakes, and is now letting go of his impulsive nature to be the superhero that the world deserves. Goodbye, funny Tony.
Mouse, ship top tails. That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
The Hulk. When Bruce Banner first assembled with the Avengers, he had his anger issues fully under control. He was calm, level-headed, and kept the beast dormant. Much like a werewolf curse, he was a man 90% of the time, but every once in a blue moon, the other guy would come out. At first, the Hulk was treated as a monster. He had no real intelligence, just tendencies to destroy, and simple responses. But the Hulk was more than what Banner and audiences bargained for. After being forced to shift between forms over and over by S.H.I.E.L.D., in Avengers Age of Ultron, we saw that this overexposure to the Beast was burning Bruce out. Though the Avengers thought they had the Hulk under control, Banner did not, until finally Black Widow literally pushes Bruce over the edge to a point of no return. In Thor Ragnarok, Banner has lost complete control and the Hulk is flourishing. Not only is the Hulk fighting and doing what he loves, but he has been celebrated and treated like a guest unlike anywhere he has been before. On Sakaar, he is able to develop his mind and personality to the point he is now having semi-civilized conversations with Thor. Once Bruce finally comes back, he is more disoriented than ever, especially realizing that he has lost years to the Hulk persona instead of hours. It's a wonder if Banner will ever get full control of his life back, or if the Hulk has become an alter ego that he will have to share his body with forever.
Hulk like fire, Thor like water.
Well, kind of both like fire.
But Hulk like real fire. Hulk like raging fire, Thor like smoldering fire.
Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff was a Russian spy who was trained by the Hand and recruited into the Black Widow program. The brutal training of the Red Room Academy broke down her humanity and made her a perfect secret agent. Eventually trading from KGB to S.H.I.E.L.D., she used her incredible combat and chameleon-like stealth skills to serve what she thought were the good guys. Taking orders without hesitation and doing what other soldiers might consider questionable, she was one of the most disciplined of the Avengers. Forget about joking with this agent.
I'm bringing the party to you.
I don't see how that's a party.
Natasha understood threats, assets, and the rank of command, but friendship was not in her vocabulary. The closest thing she had to a friend was Agent Clint Barton, a longtime co-worker and battle comrade. Her character stayed consistent in the films up until Captain America: Winter Soldier, where we got a first glimpse of her development. Natasha and Captain America were very buddy-buddy in the film. She would tease him, ask him personal questions, and even make jokes throughout the movie.
Oh, this is awkward.
At a glance, this would seem like a mistake, a new writer not knowing who Black Widow is or how to treat her character in a screenplay. But it wasn't just the writer who had changed, it was Natasha. In later movies, she formed friendships with the entire Avengers team and even formed intimate feelings for Bruce Banner. After saving the world and having comrades that were a good influence, she opened up emotionally and became more than just a stone-cold agent. She is a person now, with opinions, real feelings, and with that, vulnerability. In Captain America: Civil War, Black Widow was one of the few characters who not only saw both sides of the argument, but had trouble turning on her own friends based on official orders. In the end, she did what she felt in her heart was the right thing to do.
Yeah. I really hope this makes us even. Now go be a hero.
Thor. Being the one Avenger who was literally from out of this world, Thor was one of the most unique members. His personality was so much fun because he was not used to American culture, let alone the customs of Earth. Bringing this kind of character together with the rest of these heroes was one of the reasons the first Avengers was so much fun to watch.
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
Shakespeare in the Park?
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
Much like Iron Man, he started out as an immature, trigger-happy hero. He was a selfish, unwise young man who had the power to do great things, and didn't go anywhere without his hammer.
You are a vain, greedy, cruel boy!
You are unworthy of these realms, unworthy of your title!
In Avengers 2: Age of Ultron, Thor started to show his assimilation into the Earth realm. He began to joke with the other characters and even acknowledged how funny it was that only he could lift his hammer. Fast forward to Thor Ragnarok, Thor's entire vocabulary has changed and he has a sense of humor of a modern-day American teen.
Who showed you this power? Who controls the would-be king?
I am a king!
Because you were naked.
Okay, I'll give you that.
What are you doing? Stop doing
Tell him
that.
Tony wears his pants super tight.
Stop
Sorry.
it. Why are you being so weird?
More than that, he has finally grown and learned not to trust his brother Loki, and can think 2 steps ahead. Thor has even mastered his powers without the aid of his hammer, and has become the leader of a people. The burden of king has fallen on him once again, except this time he may actually be ready to lead. Captain America. The soldier out of time had a boyish charm that grabbed many from the very beginning. His unquestionable heart, accompanied by his innocence and naive outlook on right and wrong, made him a great choice to be the world's first super soldier. Steve Rogers was always selfless and able to do the right thing regardless of the obstacles in his way. While fighting Hydra in World War II, he developed great combat skills, a great sense for the chain of command, and refused to leave any man behind. This made Steve a perfect figurehead to lead the Avengers when they first assembled to battle Loki's army.
You and me, we stay here on the ground. We keep the fighting here. And Hulk. Smash.
Captain America, much like Thor, came from another world. It made it easy for the other members of the team to pick on him for being an older fellow. His naive view of right and wrong was more than appropriate for standing up to gods and monsters. but that would soon change when the Winter Soldier came into play. In Captain America Winter Soldier, we see a glimpse into Steve's outlook on the way the government and intelligence work in the modern world. It is no longer good guys and bad guys that he sees. He notices corruption in every system he is a part of, from the Hydra agents working at S.H.I.E.L.D. to Stark and Banner creating a global threat behind the backs of the one team he is supposed to trust. This leads Rogers to become a soldier without a country, without any sanction. In Civil War, he runs into a huge fight with the US government and the Avengers with nothing but his will and his own moral code. And though his argument in the fight is a valid one, he also let things get personal. He started protecting those who needed to be held responsible for their actions and fought against people he cared about simply because he thought he was right. The film brought to light the real-world discussion of politics and the thought that morality is only a perspective. The captain may be wise enough to know that any system can become corrupt, but it's turned him into someone who trusts no one except himself. And that mindset makes him just as dangerous as the systems he is fighting. Hawkeye. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Clint Barton has been the one constant of the Avengers, and up until now has not changed one bit. He has been the human glue that has been the heart of the Avengers, and a symbol that humanity can survive in the face of galactic war. Some may say he hasn't changed because the writers haven't really done much with him. He was a mind-controlled zombie in the first Avengers film, and a family man badass in the next. He, despite being human, has come up against the most powerful adversaries, and has held his own, with his abilities, array of weaponry, and above all, heart.
The city's flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense. But I'm going back out there because it's my job. Okay? And I can't do my job and babysit. Doesn't matter what you did or what you were. If you go out there, you fight, and you fight to kill. Stay in here, you're good. I'll send your brother to come find you, but if you step out that door, you are an Avenger.
Hawkeye was not given much to do in Civil War, and some may question why he was in the fight in the first place. But it's never too late for character development. Perhaps Clint will finally get his chance to shine in Avengers Infinity War. And there you have it. That's how much the original Avengers have changed. Thanks for watching.